Good morning. So I just came off the other call and I found myself in a reflective mood. And so I just want to kind of run this by you. So, why do different people react differently to different situations? And I won't be long with this little rant. It's really just me reflecting. And so, as I reflect, if you get to catch this a little later on YouTube, please remember to subscribe, leave your comments beneath. Even on Facebook right now, leave your comments beneath. But if you're on Facebook, please do me a favor, go to the button that says subscribe and click on it now. All right, so let me reflect a little bit. This will be short. This will be 3 to 5 minutes. How is it that two different people can go through the same situation, and that situation leads them to a place of reflection and, most importantly, a place of realization and taking the necessary action to change their lives? One of the saddest things I've had to come and deal with in my life today is the fact that so many people are not willing to change. And the reason they're not willing to change is because they haven't received a revelation. Now, I've said it many times that the first step to change begins with realization. In other words, change brings about transformation. But for somebody to transform, there first must be change. But for someone to change, there must be realization. Now, let's talk a bit about realization. What is realization? Realization is the state in which a person says, wait a minute, I think I've been taking this for too long, and I don't think I need to be in this anymore. I think the time has come when I must come to terms with my situation and be willing to do what it takes to change. So that's what realization is. Realizing that, wait a minute, you mean to tell me all this is actually poverty? You get my point. It's realizing, wait a minute, you mean I can stand for myself? It's realizing, wait a minute, you mean I can access Jesus directly without going through a person? That's what realization is. So realization is having a light turned on. So when we think about the concept of a light being turned on, that for me is revelation. So what is revelation? Revelation is like having a book like this, but it's sealed. See, it's got a seal on it. And for as long as this book is sealed, there's nothing you'll be able to see inside of it until the seal is removed. When the seal is removed, then now we have access to what's inside the book. That idea, that concept of a seal being removed in my book is what we call a revelation. Now, for me as an individual, revelations are very deep. And this is, like I said, this is very short. It's just me ranting away. It's this idea that you ask yourself, why are certain people privy to revelation, and why are others not? It's right now for me in my life, it's one of the deepest questions I'm reflecting on and shall be reflecting on for a long time. And I really need to hear from God. You know, if we want to carry this through to its end, you know the implication of what I'm saying? I am saying two people go through the same experience. One receives a revelation and accepts that they need to change, and another does not. I think this is ultimately displayed at the cross with Jesus. Jesus is in the middle of two robbers, basically, and these robbers are being crucified. They are being executed. They are getting what's due to them for their lifestyle. And as they're there, one thief says, Lord, when you come into your kingdom, remember me. And the other thief goes on to say, if you really are what they say they are, why don't you do your thing and save us all and rescue us from here? Two people, same circumstances. One receives salvation, one does not. I find that profound. And then that's the question I want to leave all of you with. And I want you to comment about it. So let me put this. We're going to discuss this. Why is it that certain people receive revelation and others do not? And if you want to take this even further, it brings me to the big question. Why do certain people realize they need Jesus and they get saved? They go through this process, they go through remorse, and they receive Jesus, they get saved. And why do others not receive Jesus? Why do others refuse and reject until they die? And here's the scarier part. If you imply to me that there's a selective criteria going on here, if you're saying that God chooses to selectively pick others and then not pick others, then it brings the even bigger question: what's judgment for? Why would he then judge people who have absolutely no control over whether they get to see the light or they don't see it? So it's a big question, it's a big mystery for me, and I'll leave it at that. And I want to just leave you guys to think about it. Let's debate it. Why do other people not see? And why do others see? Let me throw in a little curveball as I close. You also realize that a lot of people who've gone to be super wealthy and very successful and gone to count in the world are people that see. And then the masses who never go anywhere don't ever see. The difference between opening your eyes and seeing and not opening your eyes is the difference between illumination and not being illuminated. So you notice that the ruling class are illuminated in a way, and the ruled class are not illuminated. And I know that's painful, but it's a fact. If what I'm going to tell you today is going to be enough to provoke you, then that's a good start. If my words today, my question today makes you really ask yourself, what appointed one to be a leader over the other? What gives me the right to be an influence over your life? Yeah, like, seriously. Yes, anointed of God, I agree. You think everybody's not anointed? Really? Think about it. You think the other people are not anointed? Like, I'm more anointed than you. You think that? Yet we all are tapped into the same source. So why am I where I am as an influence, and why are you not an influence? Like, just go think about that. So let's discuss it in the comments. I really would like to hear. I don't know how many will watch this. I don't know how many will see this. If you are intrigued by these questions, tag your friends. Let's start a conversation around this. I'm going to end this broadcast now. I just wanted you to just think about that. Why are certain people seemingly able to react and get into a life-changing decision, and why are others not able to? Adios. Take care. Have a great day.